Welcome, everybody. I am Coach Adame, and it is cold outside. It's also cold here where I'm at. So I appreciate you being here today. I'm sure y'all are all hopefully snuggly and warm someplace. And if not, then you will be shortly. So I'm going to present on our focus of the month, which is student creation on devices. And that's our November topic for 2022. The student creation on devices, I love to use technology in the gym and in the classroom, and I'm very lucky because I've got an amazing campus technology staff who allows me to borrow Chromebooks so that we can have them readily available for our students to participate. And so let's get started. I'm going to share my presentation here, which is included in the chat. I may have to do it one more time just to make sure anybody who comes after can see it now that we're recording. Go back to that and put it in the chat box for you one more time. Oh my gosh, and I think I've forgotten how to add any other evaluation. All right, let's just get started and jump on in. Present now. So let's look at this right here. So many things going on. And then tomorrow is our Get, Give, Grow on Twitter. And let's go ahead and turn that into a slideshow so you can see that. All right, there you go. Okay, so again, this is part of our I3 webinar series. And it is, there you go, includes some of the justifications for using this topic is that it includes our standards for our educators. And if you're not sure what that looks like, if you click on the Google, let me see if I can do that. Go. So you should also be able to see here through the digital GISD digital learning what those standards look like for the skill of focus. And basically it's using technology and creating authentic learning activities. Of course, when students are using their own devices, I wonder if they're using their own devices, they're more engaged in the activity. And if it's about them, they're engaged in the activity. So that's really the reason that I wanted us to start by using digital portfolios. So the students are creating digital portfolios, and I'm going to give you some examples of that. There's standards also for the students, as well as it covers our T-test. And I really love this about having this in our creation station. Here, I'm sorry, I guess now you should be able to see this one. Let me double check. Yeah, there it is right there. So what you're looking at on that particular link is it's got the standards for the educators as well as the standard for the students. And I think more importantly, you've got the T-test where it applies. And it demonstrates that flexibility in the lesson and that higher order thinking. So I really love creating those digital portfolios. Okay, let's see. Let's go back to, see if I can sneak back to that. We're going to share right back here. Okay, there we go. And let's take a look here at our next slide. All right, the digital portfolios. What is a digital portfolio, you may ask? Digital portfolio is, whoops, went too far. digital portfolio includes the ability to share what your students are doing and where they're at, what they're working on, and then, of course, reassessing what they've done and being able to share this throughout their educational career. So as they create these digital portfolios, they can continue to add to that. And I'm going to demonstrate at about the middle of it how I've used it also for my professional portfolio and keeping track of all of the things that I've been doing throughout my career and putting that in a way that's easy for people to go through. But I think this is important as we build on that parent and family engagement with what we're doing in the classroom. And then, it gives them ideas as to how they can, how we can work together on the success for our kiddos. So it's like a yearbook for what they're working on, and it can be on different subjects, and it can be, just short goals. I use it in PE specifically so that kids can be demonstrating what their performance goals are in PE, how they are as we go through the year. Have they accomplished the goals? Are they setting new goals? Things like that. Some examples we'll go through. Here are the 3 different ways we're going to look at these portfolios, and it includes this Google slide. Does that work here? All right, let me try this here. Oh, is it not letting me? There it goes. Okay, let's share this. So here's an example of what I put together for my own professional portfolio, and this is using Google Slides. You can see on the first page, it has my name, a little bit about what I'm interested in doing, and then as it runs through the slides for me, it shares my mission, really simple, and then I touch on some of the things that are important to me. And in this particular template, I'm able to add some pictures, and I really like this template a lot. I got this template, and I'll share the resource at the end of my original presentation from Slide Carnival, which is really cool. It's got so many things you can do. In fact, they've got some specifically for showing student work, such as in portfolios. So as you click through the slide, you can cover different topics, take a picture. Maybe this would be, if it's a student's project, how they worked on a science project. This next slide shows some of the things that we're doing in the gym. So you can add one big picture, and this one was used by changing the background to this template. It took me a while to figure that out, but it was really cool the way it blends all those pictures together by putting the picture in the background. And then you can finish it out. And this could be relabeled for like 2022. And if I add to it, I'll go through, here's that Slides Carnival. Again, I'll add this to it's already added to our resources at the end of the other slide. So on one of my slides, what I did is I added a more extensive digital portfolio. So this is just at a glance, like here's a quick review of what I'm doing right now. But if you wanted to see what I did throughout the year, or for my case, years, then you could go to like the big one. So this has been like, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many pages. This is so many pages. Too many pages, really. But what I really like about it is it links to other things. So on this one, I add a video of me describing, narrating my mission, and it links to there. So I was able to add a link within that slide. And then this next slide takes me to another Google slide that I created, which is just all like the pictures, different ways that I can show. So whereas this one slide has maybe, 3 pictures and a couple of little, icons, little graphic clip art, this next one gets even bigger. and it's like tons of stuff. So many extra stuff, and it just keeps going on. So it's like a rabbit hole. It's definitely more extensive as you flip through that Google Slides. But I really love that about Google Slides, because you can create all those links within the links, and you can keep creating. Like I have a drive dedicated just to digital portfolios, and I can create within that, one for 2022, and then I can create within that maybe one for a particular subject or month or topic or goal even. So you can make smaller ones. All right, the next one I'm going to show you is Google Slides. So this one I created, I think, a few years ago. Well, this one might be the updated one. So this one is created in the format of like a website. So again, you can play around with it. You can have different pages. On my first page, it's got some basic information. Again, you're able to create links within the website, and then it'll move to another spot on the page. As you can see, if I scroll over the home page, it's got my mission, my story, my goals. I can go over here. This one's specifically for the I3, maybe, no, this one is for school counseling and the different areas that I'm covering within this. You can have different areas or pages that you can keep adding, and it's more designed to look at it more like a web page. So that's another way you can, it's another style that you can use. But again, it's Google, which I love. Oops, I did that again. Boop. All right, so, oh, sad day. Can't quite take you there yet. Oh, let me go to this page. There it is. Okay, let's share this tab. So here's an example of using Class Dojo to create portfolios. And what's really cool in Class Dojo, and this is more geared towards our elementary students. What's really cool in here is that they even run you through the process of how to get started with portfolios. What I did, as you can see on the left side, is I created a performance goal. And you can see as we started to work on these that I've had 10 out of my 29 students contribute to the goal, and still waiting for 19 to submit theirs. I'm doing this specifically within my PE climate. So I set that up, and it just takes a minute or so. Ask them what their goal is. I've got on the wall next to it, you can't see it on this side, but you can see this student over here is looking off to the side, because on the side I have a prompt that gives them a whole sentence stem. And in this way, we've created now a small video, but it will go into their portfolio, and that's where it becomes saved. So I think that's pretty cool. So those are my Google Slides, Google Sites, and Class Dojo with examples of how I've used those. So I don't, let's see, do I have somebody in here? Just me. Just me to work with. That's okay. I know everybody's got other things they need to be working on, but let me keep my chat open. So let's look at our make and take part of it. So in our make and take, I would walk you through choosing a format. And again, these are the three that I would like to use. And then if there was somebody here who wanted to work on that, I can just kind of give you a template to use to work with. And then just thinking about quickly, who's the portfolio for and what kind of content are you including? And let's look at our resources. Now, this is really fun stuff to look at here. I went to YouTube and found some Google Slides that, I'm sorry, not Google, found some Google Slide masters, I should say, who produced content for creating digital portfolios for learning. And this is a really great slide. I really liked it. I'm going to play just a snippet of it and share that with you. But I wanted to give you a little bit of insight.
Today, I'm going to be showing you how to make a digital portfolio using Google Slides. We're going to have the chance to use images, audio and video to show your families everything that you know. The first step is your teacher will be giving you a template inside of your Google Classroom, and they'll make a copy for you so you'll have your very own portfolio. Or they might give you one that you can create yourself where you're designing it how it all looks. So for now, we're going to be working inside of my template, and we're going to start by inserting images.
And as it comes up, you're going to
All
see
right, so
how
I'm
she uses Google
inside of my
Slides,
digital portfolio
just a
inside of Google
one-pager.
Slides. And we have ones that look a little bit more like a scrapbook. We have a digital portfolio that looks a little bit more like a notebook. Or like I said, you could make one completely of your own. Some of the things that we can put on the page is we can have text on.
And so here's, again, an example of what that looks like where in the Google slide, and I've done this on my slides, where you can see they had a like little ask me question, and notice the audio part. So when you click on those, of course, it would be an audio for somebody. Let's see, I'm gonna see if I can scroll down to another example. But this is on YouTube, so you can take a look at what she's done. A really great example. I really like this one. All right, let's look back at, here's Slides Carnival. I mentioned them. Awesome. And in this one here, you can click on education. You can type in digital portfolio. You can use all these, and they've got so many templates. I love this. So many, so much fun. And what teachers are using, and it's totally free. It's totally cool. You can put in a digital portfolio. Spell it right. My reading glasses. And within it, it'll give you just some top things. A biography about me. This one of all about me stuff. Teacher presentation about me. And it gives you an example, how to use it. It's really cool because as you go through the whole, like the end of it, get all the way to the end. It's got all the additional clip art that you need. So you can interchange and really personalize the design. Really cool. Slide Carnival, the coolest. All right. Now, the last one we're going to go over
Hey there, students. I'm going to show you
is using PowerPoint. Now, I don't use PowerPoint anymore very often. I still love my Microsoft, but Google's, I mean, everything. It's just really embedded really well. But I'll share this with you. Maybe a little brief and show you why I liked it. Let me just mute him for a minute. Oh, look at that. Looks familiar, doesn't it? Now, what's interesting is he goes through all the instructions on how to create this, but using PowerPoint. So if you're not as big a fan as Google, again, same thing, but the format is set up in PowerPoint instead. So you just may be more custom. I mean, I grew up on PowerPoint too, and all the Microsoft items, Microsoft apps, I guess, and really loved it. I'm going to that smaller again. So, additional resources for you is our digital learning. Yes, there you go. So, if you missed it, you're coming back. They've got so many things going on for the rest of the year, webinars, and then you can go back and look at some of the other webinars. Ooh, coming soon, podcast library. I love podcasts too, that's fun. Clearly you can hear me rambling as well. But any of your information, so let's go up to the monthly School of Focus, student creation on devices. Again, here it goes, describing what we were kind of working on, what the purpose was, to explore how teachers design instruction for students, to research, getting those higher order cognitive thinking skills working, and then what it looks like for the elementary versus secondary, They give you some additional resources to check out. And then I really like how for the educators, they include what the ISTE standards are, as well as the T-tests. Here's how you get, distinguished over here by creating lessons that are flexible and encourage that higher order thinking. And then again, justification for our students, how the students are using it. Common sense education is also linked here, which I think is another important resource to have. Let's go back to here, and there it is, another additional resource, common sense, just like we just mentioned. All right, so there's the link I needed. I was a little worried I wasn't going to be able to have that. Copy the link and put it in the chat box. There you have our place that our link to go to evaluate this webinar in the short and sweet. I'll add it to the chat box there. But you've got this whole presentation, and it's really about playing around with it. It can be fast and easy as Class Dojo for elementary, which tends to use that more. If you're at the secondary level, just creating a one-page slide, they can slap that a picture on it, a topic, just they can, and I like using audio because that's really easy. They may not want to have their video taken, but you can create an audio. And if you've never done that before, Google also has an extension where you can create the recording. And in fact, on mine, my professional one, it's called Beep, and it just saves my audio, and then I make it as a link. It's really cool. So I can read it out. You can have them do it for, what their goal is right off the syllabus for, or their agenda. Their goals are for the first 9 weeks in a particular subject. This is referring to secondary. And then follow up on it. Like, what was the project that they worked on to demonstrate mastery of that particular objective. And, it's kind of like a science report. It's real quick. You can make a one-page slide. But what they can do then is to copy those slides and group them all together for an entire semester of coursework. And that can demonstrate their digital portfolio. On a bigger scale, that Google Sites can then be set up so that you can see their whole, a student can see their whole year. Let me go back to that one real quick. Here on their home, you've got their homepage that just kind of gives them a brief view of who they are. But then on the sidelines, you've got all these additional pages that you can add to it as you scroll through. So maybe the first one is going to be for one subject. Maybe it's English, what they're doing in English, what they're doing in science, what they're doing in their fine arts, what their extracurricular activities could be. All of these things could be listed here for each student. And then their events, like maybe one of the events is GISD checked. It can be a calendar of events here. This is clearly old, man. This is 2020. Look at that. And they can create here in their events opportunities to invite people to come and see them in their performance. Science fair, health fair, athletic performances, all of that. So I like the site, Google Site, as an opportunity for students to display their educational career year by year. And what's really important about creating these digital portfolios is that as they move past high school and graduate, moving in towards lifelong careers and start applying for colleges or different jobs that they may want to get into, a digital portfolio is a great way to give their potential employers a snapshot of what they're capable of. And if I go back to, where's that one? my portfolio at a glance. I guess I have to share that. My portfolio at a glance. That one is just like, it had how many less than, let me see. Where is it? We can look at it together one more time. There it is. We can see it's got 9 pages maybe, but this would be great to send to a potential university or employer and give them a quick snapshot of who they are. You know, it gives them a picture, what are they interested in, what their mission is, how they've applied their skills in different areas, you know, to meet the needs of the employer's expectations, and, you know, including just a few pictures. Doesn't have to be a lot, you know, where they can go to get additional information and their contact information. So this is, you know, potentially something they can use as they apply for their career, college, and military readiness. Well, thank you guys for your time. I hope you got a lot out of it. If you have some questions, I'll put my email in here as well. I'd be happy to. So it's like scrapbooking, y'all. It is digital scrapbooking. That's what this is for those of you who love scrapbooking. But it's a great way to collect things that students have accomplished, what they've been working on, and it's very engaging for our students, which is the main thing. It's a it can be very interactive and build on that family involvement, that engagement that we need so much of. Anyway, thank you for your time. As we get closer to the end, I did have time for questions, but maybe next time. I can't wait to see what you produce. If you've created some digital portfolios that you'd like to share, you've got some ideas, I'd love them. If you have links to other masters of digital portfolios and ideas, I just love to send me some links for that. Stay warm, stay safe, because it is cold and rainy out there. Enjoy the rest of your school year. Bye.